What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the Brew Lab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster in Chief. And tonight in the Brew Lab, I am coming at you with a brew that, I got the inspiration from, in the interest of giving credit where credit is due, by a fellow content creator whose name I cannot pronounce. It's A-E... it's like, I think it's Greek spelling. I want to say Enos. But I'll leave a link to his stuff in the comments down below or in the video description. I beg your pardon. It's making use of a couple of really sweet new cards from Murders at Garlov Manor that I have only just begun to tinker with, and already I can feel there's a brew here. It's something I think I need to work on it a bit longer, but I have been away for the weekend and I do want to upload a video for tomorrow, so I'm going to just try this early version 1 inspired by him. Of course, I've brew labified it and made it my own, as I always do. And so, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Simply called Unravelling Crimes. And it's, if you have not been able to tell from the deck box already, making use of the Conspiracy Unraveler. 7 mana, 6/6 flyer. That essentially, once it's on the battlefield, its static ability makes it so that all your spells cost 0 mana, or, can cost. It says you may. And instead of paying the mana, you collect evidence 10. Now, that seems like a lot, but when you have so many expensive cards in the deck, it's quite easy to collect evidence 10. And there's these turns where you kind of cycle, you just cast like a few Breach the Multiverses back to back for free, and it feels phenomenal. However, I've now played like a good 10 games with it, and I'm less and less convinced by the Bringer of the Last Gift. I have decided that this card isn't really what I want in the deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some of the usual suspects. Etali. Maybe we go with 2 and 2. Because then, the Etali can then cast you another Breach and so on and so forth, and then the Atraxa fulfilling, refilling your hand. I feel like this is the better split for me. The original brew that I copied off of Ennis also had no removal, no sweepers. So I've tried my best to sort of make this into something that it will be able to hold its own against this very aggressive meta with Boros Convoke ruling the roost. So I brought in some cut downs, some bit of triumphs, and 3 copies of Deadly Cover Up, another new card, to keep those people in check whilst we set up our board state in such a way that we can fire off the combo. So the combo, the key card of the deck is Reenact the Crime. This card is ridiculous. The more I read it, the more I think about it, the brewing potential is just endless. It's essentially, it can just be like a reanimation spell for 4 mana at instant speed, which is just saying that, like a reanimation spell at 4 mana instant speed, just that alone would make it playable. But like the fact that it says exile a non-land card in a graveyard, so it can even be stuff from the opponents, is just bonkers. The fact that it's exiled, so if you are snagging something from the opponent, the type of player that's also trying to put Etalis and Atraxas into their graveyard to reanimate them on turn 5 with a Cruelty of Gix, for example. Now you just snatch their copy, exile it from their graveyard, so now it's also graveyard hate, and then you get to copy it and cast it for free. What? So, like, the possibilities are endless. I cannot wait to keep brewing with this card. Most recently, I saw a quick snippet of one of Croaky's decks where he was playing it in an Esper shell, and that got me thinking, like, there's stay tuned. Let me just say that. This card is busted, and I cannot wait to try it in many, many different decks. So, how are we going to be putting these things into our graveyard while still holding up the 4 mana to reenact the crime? Well, we're going to be using things that are called, loot effects. So loot is a term that we use in Magic for when you draw a card and discard a card. So we've got 3 copies of Rona, the Herald of Invasion. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona. That's also pretty irrelevant in some cases, but the main thing is tap, draw a card, and discard a card for free. And Vohar here, the Vodalian Desecrator, also has the same text box with a nice little bit of extra spice, actually, both of them. And, you know, they're great in the early game when what we're trying to do is loot our way to finding a Reenact the Crime so we can free cast our top end. But then in the late game, they can do other things. In the case of Rona, you can transform it for 5 mana and 2 life, or 6 mana because of the Phyrexianized mana there. And then the backside, this Tolarian Obliterator is also pretty freaking nice. Like if it's a 5/5 trampler, and then if it ever is dealt damage, you get to free cast stuff at random from the opponent's library. It's pretty cool. And then the Vodalian guy here, you know, even if it's already been tapped, you can still pay to sack it, and then you may cast an instant or sorcery card from the graveyard this turn. And because of the collect evidence thing that we can do with the Conspiracy Unraveler, then that spell you can also just cast for 0 by collecting evidence 10. So pretty cool. Like they both have this like double utility, sort of early game looting, which is what we want to do, and then late game like does other things. So these are amazing. And then we've of course got a full playset of Kaito Shizuki, Planeswalker from way back in Kamigawa, and we're really interested in the +1 here, but sometimes you can make the little ninja to chump block if you're like running low on life. But really the +1 is why he's in here. It's just a free way to loot so that you get to still hold up the 4 mana to loot the thing and then immediately reenact the crime, instant speed, copy it, bring it back to the battlefield at instant speed. And of course you can do that with spells, creatures, planeswalkers, whatever. It's only it's non-land, any non-land. So again, I cannot rave enough about this card. It definitely went beneath my radar. So that is the deck. I hope the strategy is clear. We just gonna do the type of bonkers things that we've always been doing with Breach the Multiverse, Etalis, and Atraxas, but this time really early, potentially. And then once the Conspiracy Unraveler is on the battlefield, then we can just start casting all of our stuff for free, and the Breach the Multiverse is filling our graveyard to help pay for that collect evidence. And then you have these turn 4s that it just go crazy. I really hope to show you. I haven't done a very good job of explaining, but I hope I do a good job of showing you. So that's enough talking. Let's jump into some games and see how the deck holds up on the Mythic ladder. Let's unravel some crimes. Had a good look at Untap before I jumped on today, and Azorius is ruling the roost. Top of the pops. Highest deck in the meta in terms of win rate and best of 1. It's been a long time since that happened, so I'm pretty happy for the Azorius mages. Of course, we're playing the Surveil lands. Uh-oh. Speaking of, this is probably going to be Azorius control. Celestis? Wow, you just curved out ridiculously well, my friend. So I guess in this case we're going to go for the... I mean... Oof. Game 1, huh? Streamer's Curse. Right up against probably one of the worst matchups, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Farewells in here and Sunfalls aplenty. So, for sure they've got counter magic. I think Cut Down is going to be completely useless in this matchup, so we can, you know, get a little extra benefit out of this Drainsy Gainsies that Vohar.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
My judgment is.
I am done with this card, man. I'm so sick of seeing it. It's crazy. So dull. Abuelo? Okay. That I was not expecting. So, pretty cool. It's got Ward 2.
I have got new moves to teach you.
6 mana. Next turn. Counterspell for sure. Let's get rid of the first one. There we go. I mean, it's crazy. Like, this is pretty much single-handedly, like, the main reason Azorius is suddenly, like, better than it used to be. Just, like, pretty nuts. That's a juicy hit.
Gods, to me.
Huh? Man. Didn't have a second one in hand. That's nice. Seven. Hopefully he tries to counter this now. That would be ideal. Huh? So this is no longer mana. So he's got 3. Okay, I mean, this is it.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Either he has it or he doesn't. If he doesn't, we're looking great. If he does... Ah, no biggie. Of course, we'll take Etali, because then we can... We need a white source. Maybe I'll take the... No, I think we... Ooh, I think we need to take Atraxa here. Because then, you know, we can find copies of...
Anyone who harms my people must.
Well, first of all, that's a nice little restock. But then Reenact the Crime is what I'm really after here. Ba-doink!
May your blade strike true.
Now we get to have a little peek at his library. No Sunfalls. And I don't... Like, when I saw the Abuelo there, I got a bit of a sigh of relief that maybe it's not actually a Sunfall deck. It seems like more sort of like tempo kind of vibes. This card is bonkers as well. I've run into it quite a few times. I need to still build a deck around it. Looks pretty insane. Pianant. I'm not sure entirely why he cast the Saw Blades, but fine. I guess he didn't have a counter spell. We had another. He knows we have another Breach in hand. Next, I was just going to play the Unraveler and then just go bananas. So maybe dodged a bit of a bullet there. Not actual Azorius control. Just more kind of, I don't know what was going on there. And then that ended up being absolutely fine matchup. Forced the opponent to use up one of his counter spells to protect the Abuelo. And then he didn't have another one for the Breach. And that was it. Resolve a Breach, win the game. Pretty much. I mean, most of the times. It's high up there in my favorites list from that set, so... Nice. Got some looters. We got some, you know, thing we want to loot and some removal. We just need to find, the 4-mana spell. I'm thinking maybe to put in, like, more, like, go full-on Reanimator with this, like, play, like, Cruelty of Gix as well. Yeah, I'll keep that. So then we can double loot next turn, because this is legendary, so we can tap Rona, loot, play the dude, loot again. I like it. Me from here. Playing probably Boros Convoke. Aha! Bye! Boros something? Humans, maybe? Let's see if he plays the War Leader's Call. You can imagine now, like, we would be totally able to do some looting. And if we had the mana open, we could have, you know, you can do the thing with the Reenact the Crime at instant speed is just so crazy to me. This card is so good. Boros aggro with stuff. I really don't. Boros modified. Okay. Let's loot and see if we can find a removal spell for this now. We just want the... all we want is the freaking Reenact the Crime. Because then we can... discard the Breach, cast it for 4 mana with the Reenact the Crime, bring back the Conspiracy Unraveler, and away we go. I should have waited for him to spend... well, I don't know what... why would you do that, mate? Yes. I want something to loot away if I need it. So we there's only one Breach the Multiverse in the graveyard? Oh, and the other one, okay. The heck was that? We'll flip this Rona next turn. Oh no. Screw next turn. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boop. It was just kind of like whatever Boros. This is disgusting. Ay, ay, ay. Doing the thing on camera on like the second game of the night definitely is what you want to be doing when you're recording a video. So seems like we've dispelled the streamer's curse for tonight, at least. On to the next one. How are we doing for time? 20 minutes in. I may have to go a little shorter tonight. I've got some stuff to take care of at work. There's a big group coming in. Like a birthday party booking at the restaurant. And I need to go and set up with my staff. But when you get at least one match like that where you really, really do the thing, it feels like enough. Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. Of course, like, Undercity Sewers is another way of essentially discarding something for free with a Surveil, but when you get it in the opening hand, like, maybe just use it straight away to smooth out your draws. But then, like, if you top deck it in the late game when you already got the Reenact the Crime and 4 mana, then it's just a way of putting something in the graveyard off the top of your library to bring back. And Agaudiwa. Uh-oh. This thing exiles stuff from graveyards, so we need to find one more land, and we can get an Atraxa on the board on turn 4. Ain't that a thing? We may even do it at instant speed during the opponent's end step on, you know, what is about to be our turn 5, although he may just kill this right away. Okay. Let's see if, I mean, I guess he just has to take the bit of triumph, right? The like unspoken rule of Deep Cavern Bats is that you just take the removal. There we go. Oh, please give me that mana. Got 25 lands in the deck. Okay. Opponent having a bit of mana trouble, looks like. Okay, what are we gonna go for? I think we're gonna go for the Unraveler, because then we can just no, it has to be the Breach. Right? Because then otherwise we don't have any evidence to collect. Thank you. We were just gonna now free cast an Atraxa, and then which would have found us another Breach. And oh my god, this deck, it feels a lot like the Squirming Emergence type of the shenanigan, you know, with a slightly different way of doing the broken things. You know, Squirming Emergence can do it on turn 3. If you get your cards right, you got that read ahead saga and whatnot, but this is just a different way of going about it, and I just love the fact that this Reenact the Crime just opens up so many other things. Like I'm really looking forward to trying this, even in like Grixis Reanimator. Oh my goodness, mwah! Chef's keys. You like put 4 of those, 4 Cruelty of Gix, and then like, you know, your toolbox stuff that you can fetch with the Cruelty of Gix. You know, if I need the sweeper, okay, I'll go grab that, and then just, I think it's really broken. I can't wait for the next big tournament where like all the pros bring their deck lists to see what comes up. Unfortunately, the next big Pro Tour event is going to be Draft and Pioneer, so not really my thing. I'll still watch some of it, but it's really not my cup of tea. It's not the format I enjoy watching. Just filled with too many like turn 3 win decks. Feels a bit ridiculous, but okay. We don't have the spell, the Reenact, but we got Kaito. One more land and then we can start to do some looting. So let's see. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Okay, dinos. There's that third land we needed. It's okay. We've got one here. I don't need two, I don't think, against dinos. We either die like really quickly to like their usual kind of nonsense. Okay, lucky. I'm thinking of the hideaway. What's it called again? Never remember the name of that card. Fight rigging. You know, if it is fight rigging, we have the solution here. Watley. Still not too worried, to be honest. Like, whatevs. I may actually just not do anything. The problem is this thing exiles from graveyards, now that I think about it. I think this is what we need to be careful of, but for now, I'm just gonna go with a Kaito. Fourth land found. Trying to get to 5 so we can deadly cover up in case they just go bananas here, but he's still I think he can just flip Watley now. I guess that's what his plan is. Also okay. It's a lot of mana. 4, 5, 6 potentially. Rampy, rampy, rampy. Rampy, rampy dinos. I believe that's... Wasn't that what I called my dino deck when Ixalan just dropped? It's a rampy, rampy dino. Ooh. What? A Colossodactyl. Okay.
I know something you don't know.
Let's see if he exiles Atraxa with his Intrepid Paleontologist. Okay, that's why I had a deep think there about it. Okay. Let's see if he doubles something with the Nexus. And let's see if he goes for Kaito or not. Okay. Everybody at Kaito. He knows we're playing deadly cover-ups. That's really not good. Yeah, I mean, fine. Absolutely fine.
I'm used to being uninvited.
Get a little peek at the opponent's hand. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, I mean, take my Atraxa. I'm not too bothered. I got another... How many was it? We got another one more. Oh. Oh, wait, he can double that now, and we don't have... First misplay of the night. Why is this even... What? How can it be that big? What? Excuse me? I don't understand what just happened. I really need to read this card again. Oh, it's all of the creatures. Oh! Oh! I thought it was just going to be one. I thought we were going to get like a 4/4 fungus. Oh! Nice, mate. Hey. You read the cards, you learn how to play the game better. That was my mistake. My apologies. I'm allowed at least one misplay a night. I think we were close there to turning things around. I just didn't... I was so sure... I've even played with that card. I was so sure it was just gonna... You know, the biggest creature on the board, it would have made a token of that creature's size. Not of all of them together. So you got that 11/11. My plan was then to just follow up with the removal spell, that, you know, the targeted removal I had in hand to deal with the fungus token, and then we would have been okay. Whoops! Ooh, whoopsie! Okay. Another free win. I'll take it. I wonder why people do that. I never got it. Like, at least mulligan first once to see, you know? Maybe your next hand is keepable. You don't have to scoop right away. On to the next one. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. That's making me want to play that card now. Skull Spore Nexus, isn't it? That was sick. Just go super wide. Maybe. Another land. Yes. Yeah, we've got the things we need, but the mana's not amazing. But ooh, sup, dog? You playing mono red, dog? Oh, I'm playing Dimir. What you got? You're gonna lightning strike my Rona right now? I would suck. How boring is mono red? Same old shit, different day. Yeah, maybe if we could just stop drawing lands, it would be pretty cool, you know? But that's okay, that... Okay. Just straight up burn. Of course we draw another land. Opponent's got none. I mean, I feel like there's really like some sort of sick joke with the algorithm sometimes. Discard the Shipwreck Marsh. Trying to stay alive here. Okay, another lootsies. Now he's used up a few of these. Hopefully there's no more, but as if. Top Deck City, baby. A shiver day with Top Deck City, yeah. Running in a Top Deck City, baby. Yeah, good luck getting around Atraxa, mate. And now I'm going to look for... Oh, mate. Sorry, mono red. What version is this? Why would you play Shock and... Oh, I've seen this floating around. This is just straight up burn. It's got the duelist. He's playing some dual lands. And then, so it's just like... Friggin... Burn, 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 burn. 4 shocks, 4 play with fires, 4 lightning strikes, 4 Heart Flame duelists and stuff. I actually saw this on Twitter. Like, I may need to try something like this. just like mono, those types of decks where I like to put the light at the end. So this is like Boros light. It's just mono red with like a very few white cards to make it a bit better. This could be really fun. However, when mono red sees an Atraxa on the board, they tend to scoop. And I feed off of mono red players' tears. Salty, salty tears. They taste so good. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, guys. I think that's kind of gonna have to be it. Like, we did the thing a good few times there. But I don't feel the need to go over everything else into super detail or like try and make any other adjustments. I think we'll just jump back into the deck and talk about like cards that definitely could go in here. You know, while I'm opening some packs. That's too boring. Let's jump back into the deck. So there's this card from way back. I think it is from Crimson Vow. So let's just filter these two. And it's a blue card, so at least there's that. And I'll recognize it when I see the picture. Because I had this done to me on like day one of the new set. And I was like, woo, I gotta try that. It's something like you keep bringing back the Breach the Multiverses. And then once you've got Conspiracy Unraveler in play, you can just like, you know, just breach and breach and breach and breach and breach until the opponent's entire library is gone. And you all know how much I love casting a breach. It had like some kind of like nasty looking. No, it was I'm fairly certain it's 3 mana. No, I will find it, even if the video goes longer. Please bear with me. Aha! You breach, you grab the scab. The scab enters the battlefield, you exploit it, because you can exploit yourself, right? When you exploit it, you return a sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Bring back the breach. You've got the Conspiracy Unraveler in play, so you can just cast the breach again, which gets you the scab. Bring back the scab. You see where I'm going. So this was definitely in the consideration pile. We may have to just do another version of this video at a later date where we just maybe cut some of the removal. I don't know. Try the endless repository scab Unraveler combo loop. I had it done against me and it was honestly just freaking insane. It's one of those where you just sit back and there's nothing you can do. If you're tapped out and you can't interrupt it, it just goes and goes infinitely until your opponent's milled you out entirely. And that's pretty disgusting. So that was something that was in here for consideration. Otherwise, like I said, maybe go more like Reanimator-y, bring in some Cruelty of Gixes. This version of the deck, I cooked up before the weekend in response to Boros Convoke. And so I brought in all of this removal to try and deal with their early game and whatnot to give us time to pop off, like I said earlier in the introduction. But it's pewtered off a little bit. I don't come across it as we see tonight. Like we played how many matches? Didn't see it once. So maybe it's the meta's already shifted a little bit and we can play a little bit less removal, or I don't know. But I want to put these two cards in a brew very soon. But I think I've done enough talking, guys. That is going to have to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, of course, as always, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. Of course, liking the video, leaving comments, and sharing is the best thing you can do to help me get a little boost on the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, that is going to have to be it for this one again. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the Brew Lab signing out. Peace, y'all.